All right, hot corner time, Dan.
Hot corner. There's a ground ball. Third. Oh, just got by him. Oh, a little too hot. The corner was a little too hot. Yeah, I was watching the game today. It looked like a little bit too hot for a couple. Chapman and Schmidt both had. Schmidt had an error, threw it in the dirt, and Chapman threw it in the dirt, but Wilmer saved him. VR didn't save. Didn't save Casey, but it looked like the hot corner needed a little help today with their arms. So,
speaking of hot, Jung Hoo's bat was hot today, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jung Hoo hit the ball well. So did Matos. Matos drilled a home run that got out very, very quick, just over the fence. I mean, as far as height-wise, it just barely made it over, but it was a line drive. And then Encarnacion, the guy, our subject tonight, he hit a bullet to right field that the right fielder misplayed. I kind of see why, because the ball was just drilled, and he knocked in 3 runs. He had a total of 5 RBIs today. So I guess we'll be talking about hurrah! Hurrah!
Yeah, I think he had a home run yesterday, too.
He did.
The guy's got some – he's got some big-time power.
Eric, who was the only guy who called it?
I knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
I believe Dan's quote was, he'll never see the AAA team when they signed him.
Hey, you never know, man. You just never know.
I'm not still, it's a long season, Glenn. We'll see.
It is, absolutely.
He was just last year in the Mexican League.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm not questioning. Hey, pencil him in now, man.
I tell you what, I'm excited.
And Dan hit the nail on the head. I mentioned Eric on several shows late last year when I watched him play. And I think if you look it up, what I say, the stats will prove it true. That when you go and you watch him, Lou, you've probably seen him live over at Oracle, Encarnacion. When the ball comes off his bat, it comes off fast, man. It comes off fast and it comes off hard. He hits the ball hard no matter where he puts it. I just love his swing.
He does hit it hard. The question is, can he consistently hit it? So that will be the key. If he can make contact, he could be a force for the Giants this year. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it's going to come down to your guy, Wilmer, and Encarnacion. Who's going to be the DH?
Who's going to be the DH? I'll tell you who's going to be the DH
today.
I'll tell you who'll be the DH.
Encarnacion,
There we go. There is your DH. The one and only Encarnacion.
Wilmer had a double today, played great defense. You know what? Things are shaping up pretty good. I like what I see so far.
So far, yeah. Look, it's spring training. It's practice, right? But in the short term, he's doing something. And that's, if you want to get a spot on a roster, you got to show something. Now, here's the deal. I think the reason why put him at a DH and you don't wear him out in the outfield because he's kind of a big boy, right? And you have him running all over the place in the outfield. His bat may not, play at the end of the season as it does in the beginning. So, hey, why not put him at the DH? I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Well, good evening, Philip. As Mark Graves likes to quote Eric, we're talking about practice.
I know. Hey, this is all we got, man. This is all we got. That's it. There's nothing else we can talk about, right? All we got is practice.
Yeah, we'll see how they do coming out of the gate. We'll see how they do. But for now, all you can do is go with what you got and what's dealt. The guys are throwing it and you're hitting it. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Hey, by the way, Robbie Ray looked stellar today.
How about that? 3 innings?
Strikeouts in 9 at bats, I believe. Maybe it was 10. But he mowed him down. And his stuff, he was getting ahead of the counts. He had one sequence where he had this young lefty. I think he was a 19, 20-year-old kid. He put one under his chin, and then the next pitch, he put it on the outside corner.
There you go. And that's the thing. Ray, here's the thing about Ray, before we're kind of going already off the rails, but he's got great stuff. His issue's always been command. If he can command plus have that stuff, he might have a good year.
Yeah.
Dan, did you watch the game live or did you just catch
No, I watched it on TV.
Did you? How many of these did we see today?
I didn't see any when I was watching. Yeah. Didn't see any. Oh, they don't have it in Scottsdale. That's why. They don't have it. It's only in the shared parks where two teams are playing. They don't have it in where the A's play, the Cubs, Giants, and any other solo parks. They don't have them. So, Robert Rothberg, no team will intimidate the Giants.
That's the weird stuff. I don't.
My old pal Robert's in early tonight, coming in strong again. Hey, Robert. Yeah, Robert.
I can't do that. I can't do that, man.
We'll see how it goes.
Robert's got him winning, I think, 162 ball games.
We haven't heard from Lou. Lou, what's up? What do you like do you like Encarnacion? I know you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah, he's the flavor of the week for the Giants.
He is.
I mean, obviously, we're talking about this, and we're talking about Ray against the powerhouse Anaheim Angels. Obviously, that's very impressive. But, spring training to me means absolutely nothing. I mean, there are more morning glory guys that come through. I worry about the first week, second week of the season. And we're talking about a guy in the majors. Yeah, the ball comes off the bat, but also in 108 at-bats, batting 221. But, he's good for the Giants because we don't have anybody else. The one thing that pisses me off more about the Giants organization is I think this is the 8th year that the DH is in the National League, and we never get anybody. Everybody else in the majors gets a bat. We can't even get a bat just to DH, let alone that can hit. And I think it's very frustrating because when you see other teams, especially in free agency, we're just full of excuses. Oh, we can get by. Guys, we're a 4th place team. One of these days, if we had a DH, imagine, and I'm not saying he might not work out. You got to give the guy a chance, but I'm trying to be realistic. But if we had a power DH, what that would do to our lineup. If he could bat 4th or 5th, how great that would help Chapman, how great it would help Adames, how great it would help Jung-Hoo Lee. It would help the whole lineup. But instead, we're hoping this guy that's doing good in spring training is going to be our answer. And, being a Giants fan, over the last couple of years, I try to be, I try to face reality. It's great now, but like I said, he's the flavor of the week. How's he going to be next week? We're talking about Ray. He struck out a guy that isn't going to be in the majors. So all he did was high chin him, and then he struck him out. I'm just glad he's coming back, taking steps, because last year, all I heard, especially from Robert, oh, my God, when we're going to be 6 deep. We might have a problem with our pitching staff. Yeah, Robert. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, 4th place team, Robert. I don't know where you've been the last 2 years with your predictions, but we've been 4th place twice. So just remember that, Robert. So it's just one of those things. I'm glad he's coming back from the injury and he's showing a little bit, but there's still just a lot of questions. And I think that's just, what I'm thinking. But, he's a good flavor of the week. I mean, it's something to talk about.
Lou mentioned the pitching staff. I find it quite surprising the way they're using the pitching in the preseason. Don't know if you guys have noticed the way they're laying them out. In fact, I think it was Friday or maybe it was Saturday.
Three starters back to back.
They started 3 of the first 4 pitchers were starters that came into the game. Harrison, was he sick? Was he hurt? What's going on with him? Just seems like it's just the way they're playing it out right now and playing with them. And I didn't like the way that we handled the bullpen early, especially last year. So hopefully we get a better grasp on that heading into this season. But I don't know what's going on with the starting pitching. And a guy like Robert Rothberg comes into the show every night, and Robert's got them like the best pitching staff in Major League Baseball. Come on, Robert. I mean, there's one thing being a fan, and then, hallucinogenics got to stop. This is a team that are an injury away, I keep saying, heaven forbid, an injury away from having the worst pitching staff in baseball, and you keep pumping them up. God love you. God love you, and God love the Giant fans who like living in that fantasy bubble. But come on, call a spade and be living a little reality here. This is a pitching staff, Eric, that I think could be good, but I think it could be awfully thin ice if something goes wrong early.
Yeah, it is true. That is true. Harrison was sick to start the spring training. That's why he was about a week behind everybody. But one of the reasons in spring training you can't always there's not enough games to give all your guys enough starts, and so you have to piggyback off guys so they can get their innings in, because ideally you want to build up all of your starters. You want to get them through 6 by the end of the spring so that they're built up enough to go 100 pitches at the start of the season, at least 90. So,
and Harrison had to get in there because he hasn't pitched yet. So he had to get in there somewhere.
Right. So we'll see how this team does. But like Glenn said, this team has the potential to be good pitching, but they also have the potential to be one of the worst, like we saw last year. I mean, look, last year, this team, remember at the beginning of the season, we've got 6 starters. Farhan was all, we got 6. Yeah, we got depth, and we got to have depth. And how many did they have at the end of the season?
Uno. Shit, like 1.5? Yeah, something like that.
I think it was Uno. Was it Webb? Was that the last?
I think that was about it. That was about it.
Ray got hurt. Hicks got hurt. Harrison got hurt. Birdsong was like
up and down. Yeah.
Snell didn't even want to be there coming on the end.
And you can't count Mason Black as a starter. That guy's, Mason Black, I've never seen a ball that's coming in straight as an arrow, man.
Yeah, you were high on him last year, though.
No, I wasn't. Not on Black. No, never on Black.
I thought I heard. Oh, okay. No. I stand corrected for once.
No.
All right.
No, never high on Mason Black.
Not on Mason Black, no.
Yeah.
It must have been that other show. I don't know.
But
great lid, by the way.
Oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I love it.
This is the New York Giants lid. Yeah.
Where'd that one come from?
This came from
Amazon,
I think. Maybe Amazon. Yeah.
I used to get them. If it's good,
you get them Amazon or lids.com. Most of my hats come from Lids, but it'll be interesting, guys. We'll see with this thing. I mean, this whole DH thing, Lou was mentioning they never had a DH. They did try. Got to give credit where credit's due. They did try to get Soler last year and make that work, but he was just awful from the beginning, and that was just a big giant fail. But they did at least attempt to get a true DH. I mean, that's all Soler could do, right? I mean, he never played one half in. He didn't even play a third of an inning out in the field, so he was strictly a DH. But he's the Angels DH now. He's with California or Anaheim or whatever you call them, LA Angels. Yep. Yeah, he hated the cold big park. That's for sure. That's the problem. You get sluggers. Like we're seeing these guys hit right now, like spring training. It's Arizona. It's been 80 degrees. Where do they play in 56-degree weather and the wind and it's cold and the balls like stings when you hit it off your hands, it's a whole different story. So that's why you see a lot of times these ball players get on hot streaks when they go on road trips in the summer months, because the weather's warm and the humidity, it takes nothing to warm up. I mean, you literally stretch for a minute or two and throw a couple of baseballs, get your arm loose, and you're ready to go. So we'll see. But, what do you guys think on the DH? What options do the Giants have? I mean, we've heard Melvin talk about he kind of wants it to be a revolving door.
Well, I think that revolving door does involve the 3 factors, the 3 keys of their position. You've got Lamont, you got Wilmer, and you've got Encarnacion. So I think those are interchangeable position players that one day could be in the field, next day they just start to move them around. DH in the field. Just move them
All right,
around.
let me ask
Here's
you
a
guys
question.
this.
You
Yeah,
think
go
there's
ahead, Eric.
you think there's a competition between Encarnacion and Flores?
That's what I was just going to ask you, because
Hey,
they're two similar players.
Yes. Yes,
I
they
mean,
are.
They have some pop, but they bat from the right side. They're both slow.
Yep.
They're both liabilities in the field. Do you really want to have two of those guys? I mean, basically you're playing two non-defensive, you're carrying two non-defensive guys. I mean, I guess Flores is okay at first base, but to me, it's a duplication.
It is.
Of, because Encarnacion can play first base, so can Wilmer. Encarnacion can actually give you a little break in the outfield at times. Wilmer cannot. They both have, some pop from the right side. I guess if you want to DH Encarnacion and play Wilmer at first when you're facing lefties, that's kind of the thing the Giants like to do. This whole, but I'm kind of with Skaters there. He says get rid of Yaz and Flores. I just think for the purpose of having duplication, I mean, I want to see Matos. I mean, I don't care about this lefty righty crap. I said I did a little show today. I'll take 9 righties. Give me an outfield of Mays, Aaron, and Clemente. Give me Pujols. Give me Jeff Kent. Give me Jeter or A-Rod at short. Give me Schmidt at third base and Bench or Buster behind the plate. I don't need any left-handed batters. I don't care if you're throwing a right-handed pitcher against those guys.
Of course not,
good hitters.
Of course not. But we got none of the
hitters.
above.
Exactly.
None of the above.
Giants baseball.
That's the problem. I think
Nothing
that's
like
why I wanted to, right? Wait, do that again, Lou. I talked over you.
Giants baseball. Nothing like it.
There you go.
So
That's something else that's bothered me this week, though. Something else that I've been thinking about, and we talked about it a little bit on the show last week. But I think you and I might have talked about it. Remember, I mentioned Texas the other night, Eric, and we played the video of the whole pregame festivities and how it unfolds at Wrigley Field.
No. Oh, yeah, that was Wrigley. Yeah, that was
Well,
Wrigley.
we got a team, I always say, that is kind of melancholy as far as its self-promotion. It just seems you go to the ball game, it's a nice day out. I go to some of these road stadiums, and they got brass bands playing, they got cheerleader competitions, they've got face painted. We got nothing. You show up, they take your money, they get you in the ballpark, and now with the time constraints of the game, they get you out of there, and your day's over.
You got the new DJ out there.
If you can't change in 3 seasons, you can't change your slogan. It's time to ante up and hire somebody in the marketing department, please. Holy cow! What do you think, Lou? Do you get all warm and tingly and fuzzy when you go to the ballpark? It's just a day out.
Well, I decided this year with my tickets, because I did complain because they raised them $10,000. But this year, when they scan my tickets, I get a free cocktail. Not a hard cocktail, but I get a free beer. So that's what I'm looking forward to when I go. But I get a free beer. The other thing, too, is people don't realize, and me and Dan have talked about this, the new ballpark, it's too organic crap and everything. I want to go to a baseball and eat baseball food. We talk about hot dogs with mustard. I know Dan,
ketchup,
for some
too.
reason, likes ketchup.
You put ketchup on it. Ketchup and mustard.
I like to eat bad.
There you go.
And except for the crab out there, the food isn't that great. They don't have a carver station anymore. They used to have 3 different types of bratwurst. They don't anymore. It's, the bars, are like $28 for a drink. The problem is you go to a game, and before you know it, you're out $200. And to see a lousy product and get kicked out of your seats when you're a season ticket holder if they play bad. The problem is the Giants front office is so enamored at 21 years of having the greatest ballpark. The ballpark is starting to get old. It's getting empty, and they're not winning. So with all 3 of those things, you got to make changes, and they're not. The only thing they've done in the last 3 years is they're now making sure they're taking care of the mitt, making sure the slides work. What the hell is wrong with these idiots that run the Giants? Who cares about the mitt and the slide? Nobody's ever hit to the mitt. Nobody ever will hit to the mitt. It's too far away, especially unless it's one of the opposing teams. The giveaways, those Hawaiian shirts are a joke. The people that do the promotions, as we spoke about before, they're giving away bobbleheads when the Dodgers are in town. They're not even giving you the calendars anymore on opening day, so you know. And then when you go on the SF Giants website to actually see what promotions are given away, you can't even find them. You can't find them. The only giveaways you can find is if they have USF Day or San Jose State Day, where you got to buy an extra ticket to get something. It's ridiculous. I spoke to my guy the other day. I go, what 2 days are the fireworks night? I don't know. Let me take a look. Dude, you work for the Giants. How do you not have like a big calendar? He goes, dude, I'll have to get back to you. That's so pathetic, the marketing. And the VP of marketing is the same idiot whose boyfriend bet me $500, and then we went down to $150 at Tommy's Mexican, that the Giants were guaranteed to win 90 games. And, it's just, they got these people. I don't know if it's a friend of a friend of a friend, but they got to do something to bring the fans back. That 415 club, I hear they're down to 25 people. That thing at least had a couple of 500 to 1,000 at one time. They don't have season ticket holders.
Yeah, they used to have that guy in the red hair out there.
Bear or whatever.
Lou, you got $10,000 more you had to pay this year for season tickets, and you got a beer. I think skaters.
But you get a beer with every ticket that goes in.
I think you still got a lap dance for that.
No, sorry, we're not like in Toronto where it's $10 and the girls are between 18 and 25. It's like San Francisco, $25 for someone who's 48 and I'm pathetic like the Gold Club these days. It's disgusting.
Oh, boy.
But, it's just one of those things, guys. It's, they're forgetting about the fans. And what's going to happen now with the Giants playing, it's going to just be like Candlestick. You're going to get the usual 8,000 to 11,000 fans. You can already see it now when the Dodgers come like last year. They're going to take the whole entire bleachers up. And, it's gotten to the point where there's really no advantage of Oracle Park, and it's sad because when it first opened up, it had character, but now it doesn't. It's just, it's got to remember, it's not like it's so fresh, so one of those things.
It's like I said to Eric the other day, I grew up in a tourist location. I grew up in the East Coast. It's a beautiful place. One of the most beautiful places you'll ever go on vacation. It's called Cape Breton Island. It's off the coast of Nova Scotia. I grew up in an island in the Atlantic. And everybody talks about what a beautiful place it is. It's the greatest place to spend money on a vacation. You know who always says that? The people who live in Cape Breton. And it's the same with the Giant fan. Oh, yeah, this ballpark. And we love the pregame. Pregame activities, you got none. I think it's so melancholy when you go to a game at Oracle Park. Before the game, there should be things to do outside. And like you say, have a band. I don't care. Get it. Promote local music. Get a local band out there, a bunch of young guys. Just get everybody hyped up. I just show up, get in line. They got to go through my bag every night to make sure my battery is legit for my radio, my headphones. But I'll listen to the call of the game while I watch it. And I don't know. Lou, I think you're right.
Yeah. What's worse is about a mile down at Chase, they made that place an event before a Warrior game. The place is rocking. When the Warriors are on the road, they use the place. They have all these activities. The only thing you see is after the game, you have people selling, hot dogs wrapped in bacon and after. I mean, that's really it. Even Momo's isn't super, super crowded. Get that cat out of here.
Little Wilmer Flores is making an appearance tonight. There he is.
Yeah. But, it's just one of those things, too. Glenn, is the Giants are still going after something. Guys, we won 3 World Series. Guys, that was over a decade ago. Stop using that as an excuse. We got to move forward.
Yeah. I went to the game January 6th. I forget who they were playing, but we had all intentions, buying our tickets, going in to watch the Warriors. And then we were on our way over on the train, the N or the J, and they said, oh, Curry's not playing tonight. He's just one of those. He's taking the night off. So we had more fun. We stayed out in the foyer, the front entrance there. I went into that G's restaurant, had something to eat. There was as much excitement outside watching that jumbo screen But again, I think the Giants, that's the only word I can come up with tonight is melancholy. They don't get you fired up to be a participant of the day's events. You just show up. And the only thing people will say, oh, guys who go to the games on a regular basis will say out in the main foyer area, they've got, they'll give you a little, it's the same ones every night. You got the car company there, the Uber companies, they set up a little tent. It's everybody who's paying the Giants for their outdoor promotion. But there's nothing to do. Am I wrong, Lou? Am I wrong? You go to the ballpark, and I mean, if your goal is just to go, sit, have a beer and a dog, and watch the game, that's great. But what about families? You want to entertain? You want to get young people to the ballpark? Pump it up, as Elvis Costello would say. Pump it up, man. Get everybody fired up, and other teams do that. If you try, that's the one thing. Giant fans sometimes live in a bubble. Start going to games in other cities and see what the hell goes on. You go, holy crap, you'll never believe what happened when I was at Fenway Park or I was at Wrigley Field or at Texas. I think they've got more restaurants in the ballpark area than they got in San Francisco, and I'm talking a lot of restaurants. But I think they got to get more. It's more than baseball these days. Sadly, it's more than baseball. And I think the Giants rest on their laurels for far too long. And I know you don't like hearing it, but I keep saying it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting with the WNBA playing on game nights on a Monday and Tuesday. And there's 19,000 at the Chase Center. And, Lake, if that's one thing, Joe Lake, maybe is it the ownership again coming into this where we're not spending money on that. Just get them in. I like taking the money. I don't want to spend the money. Just give them. They're coming here for baseball. That's it.
I think one of the things that you look at as you move around and you go across Major League Baseball, most teams, they even, maybe not the lousy teams, but there is some type of tradition, whether it's the Freeze racing in Atlanta or it's these the sausages in Milwaukee are running around. They do the same thing in Arizona. They have the old players, Randy Johnson and Mark Grace and somebody Gonzalez all in a race every night. And they do this thing, but there's music, there's things. The Giants used to have Steve Perry, Don't Stop Believing with Journey playing in the 7th, 8th inning, whatever it was. They would play that. Now they went to this disc jockey girl 4 years ago now. I think it was in the 22 season. They brought her in. What do they call her? I don't know. She's some kind of, artsy, cute little DJ that rocks and stuff. But they took away all of what made that stadium kind of rock, when they there was always that song to look forward to. And they decided to just do away with it. And I think the Giants need to do some things, like you guys said, to bring fans in, whether it's just some better entertainment. I don't know. But the biggest problem is the team. You can live without entertainment if the team's entertaining. But what's really bad is when the team is not entertaining, and then you got really no atmosphere at the stadium. The stadium, just go back and look at the 2010, 12, 14 playoffs and just look at the crowd. And when they're playing, when Steve Perry's in the crowd and he's pumping the place up and he's waving his towel and he's singing and he's jumping and running around and everybody's, it was an atmosphere, and that's what they need to create. And I don't know why they, to me, I would just say, man, Steve Perry, I instead of paying some of these other things they do for marketing, get Steve Perry, put him on the payroll and have him at the games mostly and have him, pumping up the crowd. But it's tough to do when your team sucks. I mean, it really is. I mean, how do you get Steve Perry to get pumped up when they're down, 6-1?
First and foremost, they got to win. How about that? Let's just focus on winning.
Yeah, there's no vibe out there.
You're right, Dan, but I've heard Lou mention it on the show too before that you're really getting down when it comes down to brass tacks. You're probably getting about 20 or 30% of the fans who are true fans. They're there to watch the Giants. So as much as I agree with you, Dan, I still hold firm that I think it's all about atmosphere and promotions and a day's event. Because if I'm a dad and my wife and 3 kids go to the game, it's just not me going to cheer on my beloved team. You've got to entertain all aspects, because that, right there, that's 5 tickets. Kids can go to the park and I'll go alone.
They need to do more stuff to entertain the kids. You do see that in a lot of parks. Baseball, I mean, look, sports is in the entertainment business. Whether you like it or not, it is in the entertainment business. And you've got to do something. That's why the Savannah Bananas are so popular. Nobody cares what they do on the field, but people go to watch them because it's entertaining. Now, I'm not suggesting that level of entertainment for a major league team, but you got to do something that is creative, that gets people excited to come to the field. Yeah. Like you said, kids are out there. They got to have something to look forward to, and they should be doing something every few innings. There should be an event that happens. I mean, the freeze thing, I would think that thing's going to get old, but it's still going in Atlanta. You
know what's different about it, though, Dan, that we don't do? Is that when I go to a lot of games during the year, the home games, I see about 70% of the home games. And the funny thing is, you mentioned the weenies running around the field, and where is it? Milwaukee, or you got in Washington, you got George Washington running around the field. They had it in Oakland. Those are on-field live fun. Hey, Dad, look, it's George Washington race. Ours are all, you got the same 3 or 4 videos, and I can pick once it gets going. They get the same 4 shell games. They play all their entertainment on the video. Stop with the video board. Everybody's got a video board. Make it fun. Make it fun for everybody, families especially, because you're not just if the San Francisco Giants decide to only let the truest ball fans in, or there to watch baseball, geez, place to be near empty.
Hey, do you think all 4 of us could be
crazy crab?
What do you guys think of the Giants ball dudes? You think we have a shot, all 4 of us being ball dudes?
I think we do.
You got to get in before opening day, and then all 81 games.
Who doles out those positions? Jesus.
I got to take a quick phone call. I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah. Who picks that? Is that the marketing department? Do they have the same ball guys every game?
You got to go in, and usually by opening day, the whole season's done.
Well, there's hope for us, Eric, Dan, Lou, myself. There's hope for us, because if we don't get a job on that grounds crew making $20 an hour, there's still hope.
Yeah, and then you got those 4 idiots that do the post-game show, because they'll occasionally in the 3rd inning they'll have some giveaway. But you know what? I last year I was at 17 to 21 games. They only go after Generation X that are there probably for the first time with some buddies. They don't know baseball. You can't boo them because people say, hey, the guy's learning. And they have the same idiots. It doesn't help, And then here's the other thing. Their giveaways, they get a mug. Who gives a shit about a mug? Give away something. They don't publicize the raffle, the 50-50 raffle. And the other thing, too, is when you go to a Giants game, unless it's like the Dodgers or someone big, the atmosphere is dead, completely dead. Where it used to be when you went to the Giants, like across the street at Momo's, you had to get there a good 2 hours before. Momo's was already packed. People already drink and go to the game. You have the 2 places across the street, the 2 Mexican restaurants. I went twice last year. The places were empty. They just don't have a good, even the place that's connected to the ballpark, that's empty, and it's ridiculous. They publicize it. It's a good vibe opening day. You have the commercial leader, KMBR there, but the rest of the time, there's no lines to get in. You get in, and then, there's, except at the bar drinking like most people, there's no vibe, there's no vibe at all for the Giants.
Nope.
And then what they do, the worst is this giveaway crap. They only give away, 25 out of 40,000. People wait in line 2 hours. They get 2 or 3 because they buy the cheapest tickets. They get 2 or 3. They don't even go into the ballpark. They wind up, selling the stuff on eBay.
I used to see guys go back through the 415 entrance in the back with a wheelbarrow. They go with a wheelbarrow to get them. If it was opposed to somebody, and then they were flipping, they weren't even out of the parking lot. They were already up on the eBay.
Flipping, yeah. It's ridiculous. So they need help. And And the other thing too is, which I think is very disturbing, and me and Dan know is, I got my tickets now. The Giants are not selling after opening day. They have so many promotions. It's going to be probably, hey guys, buy one, get one free, buy one regular price, buy it 501, everything but the Dodger games, and the Giants are very lucky this year. The weekend games, you have the Mets, the Dodgers twice, Phillies on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think you have Atlanta. So you're blessed getting those games, but there are going to be a lot of games where there will not be 10 to 15,000 fans. Kansas City, like on a Tuesday, it'll be empty.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's
why and when did the San Francisco Giants decide that if they're doing something that, say, I want, and I am not professing this, but I'll use it as an example. It's my first time. I moved to the Bay Area, and I want that Hawaiian shirt that I've got about 6 of that I hate. And then they go, "Oh, you don't get one." I'm like, "What do you mean?" "Oh no, you had to buy the more expensive ticket." I go, "For the same seat?" "Oh yeah, you're paying for your giveaway." It's not really a giveaway. You're paying for it.
Yeah, they have 3 different types of giveaways. So, like, if it's San Francisco Dons night, right? They have sweet Giants hats that are the Dons colors, but you actually got to pay for an extra ticket to get that hat.
Yep.
It's just like they have Dog Day. They have 2 this year because that's one of the most popular days. You actually have to pay to get a pass for the dog beside your ticket in the bleachers.
Why are they making things so complicated?
That's because the Giants are cheap. They don't know what they're doing.
Exactly.
It's like our payroll. I mean, it's
well, opening day is just around the corner. We'll have a big crowd, and I said it'll be interesting if we come out of the gate slow on the road. Especially on the road, we're starting on the road for about 10. We come home after opening day. We'll see how many people are staying home watching a movie rather than go to the ballpark. Speaking of movies, you guys watch sports movies at all?
Yeah, let's get into some sports movies. But before, I got an idea for a promo though for the this could pull in the community. I was at the 22 opening day, sitting in my season tickets here, and they brought in the guys flying in from the stadium. You know how they come in?
Yeah, sorry.
I think is that the Navy that does that?
That's the Navy, yeah.
Instead of the Navy, how about if we get the Golden State Valkyrie to come flying in? It's the only time we'll see them off the ground the whole season.
Well, there'll be nobody there to watch.
There we go.
Watching the Valkyrie.
Hey, real quick before we keep going forward, Dan, I don't even know this. A good friend of ours, Will B, is in the hospital. Been in the hospital for a few days.
Yes, he talked to me. He texted me this morning. If you guys
we've been texting.
Think about Will. Yeah, pray for Will, man. He couldn't even stand.
Couldn't stand. He's got some electrolyte issues going on, so he's going to be in the hospital for a few days. So they get him squared away. So again, thoughts and prayers to our buddy Will B, laid up in the hospital. Hopefully he's going to get through this pretty good.
Yeah. So, but yeah, tonight was Oscar night. I guess it's still going.
It's over.
It's over. Okay, good. Oscar night. How about we come up with this is Lou's idea. He's already got the list. Look at that. He's already got the list. And look,
you guys did homework.
Oh, the old timers down there getting the
and probably most of the chat wanted me to know half these movies. That's what's even
top
better.
10 sports movies of all time. Now, it doesn't have to be baseball and sports movies. So Rocky does qualify as a sport.
Yes, saying. It does. Rocky's in there, man. I like Rocky.
That's right.
I think Eric's list is going to have Rocky 1, Rocky 2.
All of them are great. Oh, wow. Up to four.
So how do we want to do this? Do we want to go name our top 10? Each person do just give their full top 10 or just give one? That way we don't hear everybody's list.
I don't want to give away mine. Somebody go, oh, I like that.
Yeah, so just someone go 10.
We're gonna have duplicates.
Yeah.
You want to go 10, 9, 8, or you want to just
let's go 10-1. Ramp it up.
I don't got mine in any particular order, so for the most part.
Right.
I got mine in order.
So do I.
Okay.
All right, I'll start with my 3 before we get going. I had a problem when the text came through. I had 3 bubbling under. I couldn't even put them in my top 10, and I loved them. Those
Honorable
are
mention.
Remembering the Titans,
Ooh,
Major League, and Friday Night Lights. Those three didn't even make my top 10.
Wow, those are three great movies, man. All right.
Oh, you want to see where we're going then? Ooh.
All right, here we go. Who's going first? Let's go with Lou.
Number
He's
10,
the man.
Brian Song.
Oh, I love that movie.
Oh,
I have Brian's song in my top 10
I
too.
remember
I
that
have
was
it in
a
my
kid. I
top
have it on
10
my
there.
list, but it's.
You know what,
One
Lou?
of the all-time
shouldn't-
greats.
I shouldn't
That's a good
tell
one.
this story, but I will. 15 minutes
James
before
Caan?
we came on, I was thinking of the movies, and I had to go pull up Billy. What was his name? The actor Billy D.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D.
Billy
Williams.
D. Williams. Yeah.
Billy Williams.
Says, I love Brian Piccolo tonight.
He did all the no.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait, what commercials did he do? Was it Lowenbrow? Lowenbrow, right?
Yeah.
No,
Billy
it was
No, or was it?
what was his beer? Yeah, he did a beer.
Yeah, it was always
White
him.
people
Yeah.
didn't drink the beer. Yeah.
I know one Lou's gonna have in there. He's got to have it. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, who's next?
I'll go.
Want to go?
I'll go.
All right.
You guys
Number
remember
10.
the movie Victory? Soccer. Sylvester
Sylvester
Stallone, Michael
Stallone.
Caine,
I
Pele.
did not see that one.
Yeah,
Eric
it was.
sent
It
us
was.
the
It was. It
Oh,
was
great
the Brits against the Nazi Germans. Yeah, it was freaking good. Colt 45.
Classic.
That's what it was, Tom.
Classic. Stallone was awesome in that film.
He was. He was the goal. He was the goaltender. Yep.
The goaltender.
Wow.
Yeah. Great film. Good call. Good call.
All right. I guess I'm up. Gonna go with number 10. Remember the Titans. Number 10.
Good movie. It was bubbling under. Was close on my list.
You're up. You're up.
Good storyline.
Glenn. Who's your number 10?
All right, number 10. I figure since this is a collaboration of Northern California sports and a Giants channel, Giant Sports Talk Live, my number 10 is a Robert De Niro, Wesley Snipes based film released in 1996. The Fan. The Fan, featuring the Little Pecker. Yeah, there you go. Love. I can
All
watch
right.
that movie over and over. Love that movie.
Back to Lou. Or is this a steak
Eric?
draft?
Eric, or you just want us three to do it and you can jump in?
And then I'll just go in there. You've talked about it, Dan, and I don't know if we want to include all of them, but Rocky, man, Rocky is.
That's your
in
number
there,
10?
No, that was my 9, somewhere around there.
My God,
I got it higher.
You guys are tough. All right.
got it
Well,
higher.
first of all, I have two honorable mentions because I know Glenn had a couple. One, the original Longest Yard.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just couldn't put it in my top 10.
Burt Reynolds.
And then The Natural. Those are my two honorable mentions. But number
Okay.
9, I think you got to go because when it's on these films, when they come on your TV, you got to watch it. And number 9 to me is Bull Durham.
I see Bang the Drum Slowly. That was one of my ones that was just on the outside. Looking at Robert De Niro. That was a great movie.
Robert De Niro's waiting.
All right.
My number 9 is Eddie the Eagle.
Eddie the Eagle. All right. I'm gonna throw a shout out to Lou here with his horse racing background. I'm going with Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit, number 9.
Biscuit. Like
You know what? Like I said, I don't have mine in any particular
True
order, but I
story.
got a good one.
Okay, coming in at number 8, The Hurricane, Reuben Hurricane Carter movie.
True story. True story. Number 8 for me, Bad News Bears. Growing up,
Oh, mine's in there. Yeah, I got in
Bad
there.
News Bears. was
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Bears,
That was
in
my
there.
number 8. I mean, was there anyone ever better than Walter Matthau or Kelly Lee,
Right.
and Tatum O'Neal? I mean, it was a classic. So
Yep.
Bad News Bears was my number 8.
I had him at 7, so I'll go with my 8. I got The Blind Side. The Blind
film.
Side. Remember the
True story.
Michael Orr. Michael Orr. I like true stories. I do like true stories.
I totally forgot about horse racing, but it was a damn good movie. Secretariat. That was a damn good movie. John Malkovich, he was freaking awesome in that movie. Love that show. That was a good one.
All right.
Agreed.
So we got who's up now? We got somebody else.
Eric, go for a double shot. Bring us in at number 7, Eric.
How about let's go with The Rookie. I love The Rookie.
Rookie, another true story.
Yep.
I like it.
Love The Rookie.
I did my 7, which was Bad News Bears. So
I already had that. Yeah, same. I had that on my list as well. So
number 7. I'm gonna have to say Major League.
Major League.
The original Major League. To tell you the truth, it's still one of the greatest things. I know we lost the voice of Major League this year, the great Mr. Euchre, but that film was it's phenomenal because it's probably how it really is, where when you get a team that down low, you try to get people and everything. So number 7 was the original.
Here's my did we finish everybody's 7? Because I've already did my 7. Did you do your 7, Glenn?
I didn't do my number 7.
Oh, sorry.
My number 7. Let's see. My number 7. Where was it on my list? We got to go way back, like watching Giants baseball these days, black and white. 1942 baseball film entitled "Pride of the Yankees."
Pride of the Yankees.
Gary Cooper. Love that movie.
Were you just how old were you? You were just 3 years old or 2 with that when that came out?
Here we go.
I was in the womb.
Oh.
I was listening.
All right. Who's got everybody done with their 7s?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I got 42. Yeah, I see it. Steve-O, I had 42 on my list. That was a good movie.
My number 6. Again, I like true stories, and it's about another boxing movie, Cinderella Man.
Someone
Great film. Great film.
James Braddock, a washed-up boxer, returns to the spotlight.
Yeah, what's sort of great is, he beat Max Baer, and everyone knows who Max Baer's grandson is. Do you know who Max Baer's grandson is, Eric or Glenn?
No, I do not.
Larry Bear?
No. He starred on the Beverly Hillbillies on the TV show.
Jethro?
Jed?
Jed?
That was Max Baer's grandson.
Let me tell you about a name, Jed.
Grandson. Jed. But not the old man, the young kid. So I want to bring that up.
Wow. We're getting into we got another 6.
Now it's getting a little crazy. I got Glenn, have you done your 6?
My number 6. My number 6 is a tie, actually. Am I allowed to tie?
You can do whatever you like.
My number 6, I couldn't decide. Number 6 is a tie. A League of Their Own or Field of Dreams. Both baseball flicks. Good family movies.
Eric.
Yeah, I think I already said it too. I'm 42, man. I loved 42.
Oh, okay, 42. What do you got, Lou? What was your 6?
Number 6, Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. Okay, I thought that would be a little higher for you.
No, rest in peace, Mr. Hackman.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. What a shame.
All right. How about I guess I'm number 5 here. Got to go back to some baseball. Who cannot like The Natural?
Oh, yes. That's up there, man.
Yeah, there's some great movies. When you get into sports movies.
It's tough. It's really tough. Glenn, what's your number 5? Or
number 5.
6 combined?
My number 5 was, I think I've got a whole screw up here. I've got notes that are all crossed out, but my number 5 was 8 Men Out.
Oh, great movie. 8 Men Out, the Chicago White Sox, Black Sox.
Black Sox.
Watch that movie a lot.
Hey, speaking of gambling, did you see the commissioner may think about taking Pete Rose off the ineligible list?
I did see that.
No, the president, Trump.
No, but the commissioner said before that.
Yeah, Trump's going to.
Oh, he's going to pardon him. Okay.
They waited too long.
Should have just a little bit.
Who's on number 5? We got number 5.
I am.
Yeah,
I mean, that's,
five.
Go for it. Go for it.
I don't know. The chat might not even know what this film's about. Slapshot. Number 5.
Oh, yeah.
Slapshot.
There we go.
A friend of mine was in Slapshot too. Brother Jake Edwards. He does the play-by-play at the start of the movie. Oh, the humanity! I worked with him at CJCB, and now he's at Rock 101 in Vancouver. And that guy made the movies. And that was a big one. That was a big series. That was a good movie. Good choice.
How about Strange Brew? That's some hockey in there, right?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Speaking
Remember that?
of,
Remember?
The
Oh,
black
my
kids
God.
with the lights. Oh, my left nut.
nut. Yeah.
do we have did we everybody do our top 5?
My 5 was 8 men, I think. So
Yeah.
unless I lost track.
Yeah, mine was Slapshot.
Yeah, I can't remember. Like I said, I don't have mine in order.
And my 4th is Herb Brooks, Miracle. I love true stories again, guys. I get
Miracle.
Oh, there you go. Miracle.
Miracle.
1980, right?
Dan gets a little weepy-eyed with the true stories here.
I like the true stories.
I like
but
the true stories.
I like a good fiction movie too. So, but that's my 4. Who do we got for?
I'll come in with number 4 because it's also a tear-jerker. And we're getting into the nitty-gritty where we're going to be repeating ourselves because we're getting into the top movies. My number 4 was Secretariat.
So there you go. Yeah. Secretary,
Great athlete.
Dan, just so you know, I had Miracle in my top 10, but I had to move it to the honorable mention.
Okay. Yeah, it's tough to get. It's tough putting these in.
Yeah, it's tough because these are films, like I say, that are so good. Even though you've seen them, if they're on TV, you got to watch it. That's what makes a good quality film. My number 4 is also based on a true story, but I don't know how real it is. But it's actually on a race. But it's called Breaking Away. I don't know if you guys remember Breaking Away, about the little Indy 500, about classic, great film, and to me, Breaking Away about 4 guys.
Dennis Quaid was in that, I believe, right?
Yeah. So, Breaking Away.
Boy, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So, who's your 4, Eric?
Let's go with 61. That was a good movie.
Okay. Ooh. Now we're getting
that was a good movie.
Fever Pitch. Good call.
I'm getting into my number 3. This is tough because I'm going to do what Glenn did. I'm going to add this as a tie because I had 4 left and I'm down to 3. So I am going with Field of Dreams, number 3, and Hoosiers.
Dead Heat. All right. A couple of sports covered.
My number 3.
3.
Sorry. No, Glenn, it's you. I apologize.
No. Go ahead. I'm just trying to keep my mess. I'm trying to read my own notes. Are we at number 3?
Mine is, it's sort of grown on me because every time I watch it, I enjoy it more, but I'm going to go one that's not that old, Sandlot. The movie Sandlot.
That's Brandon Crawford's favorite baseball movie.
Sandlot.
When I asked him.
We've all been through it, but Sandlot's my number 3.
Sandlot's
Eric
great.
is on vacation. So, Dan, you gave a tie for 3. Louis has Sandlot. My number 3 is Slapshot. Any movie where the coach is screaming at the top of his lungs to the general manager, "They brought their fucking toys!" You got to love it. They brought their slot car race cars.
Yep.
All right. My number 2.
We're not waiting for Eric.
Well, I don't know where he's at. We'll come back. We'll give him his. He'll let him keep it moving. Number 2. See if you guys can get this one. Just no words.
Oh, here he is. Put a tie. Oh, hold on. Oh. Eric, would you have it number 3?
Bad News Bears. I know it's already been said, but Bad News Bears.
Yep.
All right. Here's my number 2.
Wax on, wax off.
Yeah, wax. Yeah, he got it. He did it.
Oh, we got some Karate Kid.
Yeah. I like
my wife.
watch.
Bernice
Sometimes
loves
I
that.
end up watching the series. My son, when I have him every 2 weeks, he turns on Cobra Kai.
That's the TV series. Bernice watches that over and over and over.
That Karate
Crazy.
Kid is freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
I always
Cobra
look
Kai.
never in the middle, squished just like gravy. Yeah, never in the middle.
That's my number 2. All right.
Ooh, runner up. Your number 1 must be good.
I won't give it away. You know what I'm talking about.
Hey,
All right, so
hey.
Now, number 2, Raging Bull. Still one of the best films of all time ever made, in my mind. And it's in black and white, except even the blood when he gets hit. But De Niro, even though, he's crazy these days, but just an unbelievable thing. Him and Pesci, sort of amazing. But yeah, Raging Bull, number 2.
There you go.
My runner-up is Fever Pitch, Red Sox movie.
Of course. Classic.
Number 2 for me, The
do,
Natural is number 2 for me.
Ooh.
Already been said, I
There
know.
we go.
20.
All right. Did we everybody name their number 2?
Think so.
Yes.
Number 1,
Now we're
I need
number
Lou's
1.
help. I need Lou's help. One of his famous lines. He says it all the time. Burgess Meredith. Come on.
And this is what our star pitcher is going through right now. Women weaken legs. Then have her train you, Rock.
He was great in Burgess Meredith. He was awesome in Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Hey, Paulie, I tell you, Doc recommend I don't fight. I recommend I do. Yo, Adrian!
You kind of sounded like, oh God, what's that wrestler? I can't even think of it. Oh,
Macho Man.
oh my God. No.
What are we?
Macho
Are we
Man.
at number 1? Was that your number 1? Or
Yeah,
your
number
two?
1.
Yeah, I love Rocky movies, man.
Razor Ramon. That's what you sound like. Razor Ramon. Hey, yo, Chico.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know where to put Rocky, but he probably, I need to go on a splurge here in the next couple weeks. In fact, I probably will be doing this starting next weekend. My wife will be in the Philippines. She leaves Friday for 12 days.
Is she coming back?
I sure hope so.
Oh, okay. Inquiring minds want to know.
I sure hope so. She'll be back. But I think I'll just do a splurge on baseball movies that it's right before the season starts.
There you go.
I think I'll just probably watch 1 to 2 movies a night.
There you go. Hey, watch Ken Burns baseball, man. Innings 1 through 10.
That's a lot of innings.
I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen?
Oh God, Ken Burns is great.
You got
Oh,
it.
dude.
I never had the time
Amazing.
to just sit down and watch it.
Oh, you
Oh,
got it.
dude. You watch the first 4 innings and then you go, I think I'll start at the beginning again. It's so good.
Dude,
You won't even finish it. You'll be back. Oh,
you got to do it, man.
1 through 10.
let's just say I haven't given you my number 1 yet. If that is more a documentary style, if that was actually in the category of movie, it
It
is
would be my number 1.
my number 1.
100%.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Who's the narrator? Eric?
Yeah, that's David McAuliffe.
What a voice.
Yeah.
Civil War. There's 2 box sets, Civil War and baseball. It
Dude.
must see. I can't believe that. Big fan like you, Eric. You've missed a few. And then Dan, not to have seen that. Oh,
Yeah, I know.
No, I
I
haven't seen it either. You got
Lou.
you will fall in love with the movie. You will.
Lou
fall in
hasn't
love
seen
with
it
the
either.
movie.
I'm surprised.
and it's the
I
type
know,
of
I've
thing,
seen it. I've seen it.
type of thing you
I've
can
seen
watch
it.
any
I mean,
inning.
the
If you're-
first
you
3
can't
innings
sleep.
are amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I love when
Amazing.
they're doing the old black and white stuff, the second inning,
Oh,
third inning, and take you up to like the Black Sox scandal. Man, it is so
Did
well.
you guys see the Willie Mays documentary?
That was good. The one that was based on who was NBC Sports Bay Area? No, who did it? It was like last year, wasn't it? Didn't it come out like last year sometime? Or
Yeah, I
year
can't
before?
remember who did it.
I mean, Matt Costner.
Oh, it was really good.
I'm getting ripped for not watching the Ken Burns.
Ooh, must see. Rush out, get a copy. Buy that box set. It'll be the best money you spend. and you won't just watch it once.
Yeah, it was Netflix, I think, Eddie. I think it was Netflix. Steph Curry documentary was pretty.
It's about 27 hours of viewing too. It's a lot.
27 hours. That's probably why I didn't watch it. I've never had the time to sit down.
Oh man, I'm telling
just
you,
watch things. Yeah.
Just sit back, relax.
I watched the first three. I can't speak for Eric. I know he loves it so much, but I watched the first inning, second inning. Once I get up to around 25, 28, boom, I'm back to the beginning. That old the coverage and what you learn about baseball.
I'll have the time. I'll have the time to do it over the next 12 days. Well, starting next week.
Dude, there you go.
Yeah.
Eric, did you give your number one? Who's left?
My number one, man. Field of Dreams, man. How can you not Field of? It has to be in the top 3, right? Field of Dreams, man. Hey, Dad, you want to have a catch, dude?
That was awesome.
That
awesome.
hits. That one hit. That one line right there, just absolutely.
That one line, man, that hit you. Yeah, Dad. Hey, Dad. Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't steal a line I use on our show, Eric, a lot. I didn't steal it from the movie, actually, but what the hell is she talking about? Do you see the man on the baseball field? Great movie. My number one. It's probably, sadly, something that the four of us will ask at some point this season. Something Giant fans, I'm sure the average fan will be like, what? Has a line in the movie. And it goes, who are you? Who are you? I think we'll be asking at some point this season. I'll be at the ballpark going, who is this guy? Who are you? Moneyball. I love it. Number one. I went to the theater. I saw that 11 times in the theater. Moneyball. 11 times.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. I had that in my list, but didn't put it. Yeah. I'm going to watch that one again. I don't know I'm trying to think of the movie I probably watched the most.
And by the way, Eric's giving you grief for not watching the Moneyball or the Ken Burns. Eric hasn't seen Moneyball.
I've not
seen Moneyball. Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
Classic. Who are you?
I probably watched Brian's song so many times too.
Who's nephew? I
cannot watch Brian's song and not shed a tear every freaking time. Gets me every time.
Ibrahim, does Goodfellas count? There is a baseball bat in there.
Nice.
Oh man.
What one are you talking about, Dan? What one makes you weepy?
Brian's song. It's
Never seen it.
Never seen it?
Of course.
Based on Gail Sayers, Brian Piccolo. God. Yeah, at the end of the he wins the award.
Is that Jenny Piccolo's dad?
I don't
not from Happy Days.
No. Oh yeah. No, Brian Piccolo. It's a good story. True story. And got cancer at a very, very young age in his 20s. And that will make
at one time
cry.
It was the most watched TV show. Like I think it was 75 or 76, and then of course Roots came, but it was the most watched show made for TV, like ever. It was that bad, and it was based on a true story. It's pretty brutal,
Hey, one that I was surprised it didn't even. I thought one of us might bring it up tonight. It's kind of a comedy for sports, but Caddyshack. That was one of my favorite movies with
honorable mention.
Yeah. But
Caddyshack,
that
Foxcatcher,
James Caan, James Caan was phenomenal. James Caan, he played that role so great. I mean, you should go watch that movie, Brian's song. It's a
good one. The original, they tried to do a remake. It's ridiculous. Come on.
Yeah. I love the original. The 49ers were in that a lot. Sayers. I mean, how many kickoffs did that dude run back in that movie?
5.
Dale Sayers.
He had 7 touchdowns against the Giants at Kezar. His second
against
year.
the Niners. He was something else, man.
Yeah.
Did he make the Hall of Fame? Gale Sayers? Because he only played like 5 years.
You'd have to look him up.
Big name.
Yeah, he unfortunately passed away 5 years ago. His company's a client of mine. He actually went to one of our events. He just sat there, Gail, and he said, "Hey, Gail, I'm a big fan. Too bad you didn't play for the Niners." And he just sat there. It could not have been nicer. Gail Sayers, unbelievable.
Gail
I know
Sayers.
he's a legend in Chicago.
He is in the Hall of Fame, inducted in 1977.
Yeah.
He didn't play that long. He was dominant. If he played another 5 years, he might have been the all-time man. That guy just broke.
He was the youngest player ever to receive that honor.
Wow.
He was only 34.
Guys, I got one more, and it kind of maybe you guys can chime in with one of your own. I came in with one more, and we were talking earlier about, you've got sports documentaries that I kind of left off, other than, Ken Burns was a documentary, like I say. But one that I enjoy watching, it's not a movie, and that is Popcorn, Peanuts, and Cracker Jacks. You ever seen that one, Eric? Popcorn, Peanuts, and Cracker Jacks, with special guest star Moses Gunn. It was an episode of Highway to Heaven.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
When he plays for the Bulls.
No, you know what's even better than that? In the Beginning.
Oh, there you go. See, we forget. In the Beginning.
Man, that was great.
Watch the plate, Reverend. Watch the plate.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Where's the ball?
There's got to be a sleeper out.
Oh, yeah. That just replaced. That's my number one television.
There you go.
That's good.
Dude, come on.
If only the Giants could find a Mr. Mumford to pitch.
Yeah,
right?
That would be nice.
Yeah. His wife wouldn't let him pitch on Sunday anyway, right?
And
Dan, do you got a favorite? You got one on television, some TV show that had a baseball theme that you liked, Dan?
On TV.
Maybe they're fewer or far between. So
Well, I love Twib This Week in Baseball.
Oh, yeah. How about the
hello, I'm
baseball
Mel
bunch?
Allen today.
What's that, Eric?
The baseball bunch with Johnny Bench every
Oh,
Friday
yeah.
weekend,
Yeah.
dude.
Nothing beat Twib, though, when you're a kid and there's nothing on TV but 3 channels. 3, I tell you, all you young whippersnappers out
Baseball bunch. That's what it is,
in the chat. Some of us grew up with 3 channels and UHF.
Yep.
Me.
ABC, NBC, CBS. There was no Fox. There was no Fox TV, and you had UHF. I think you got channel 44 and 28. And you watched the.
Oh, you're doing good. I grew up with 3, and one was French.
Yeah. Yeah. And if there was a ball game on channel 2, Gary Park, and they came on, the original Orange Man, Gary Park. We got 18 games a year.
Gary Park?
Yeah, Gary Park, channel 2. He was
Gary Park from Jerry Park. There you go.
Yeah, Jerry Park with the swimming pool right behind it. I love Jerry Park in Montreal. That was great, man. Hey, Jared Goff, the football player, his dad played for the Montreal Expos, was the catcher. I can't remember his first name, but what was his first name? Obviously, his last name was Goff. Jerry Goff, I think. Might have been Jerry Goff. Maybe I'll look that up. I think it was Jerry Goff, catcher, Montreal Expos. Rusty Staub, remember him? Rusty Staub with the Expos.
Yeah, Rusty.
Yeah, but
does he still hold the record for being hit by the pitch the most?
I thought that was Manny Mota. No, he was pinch hits. I thought that was Ron. Didn't Ron Hunt? He played for the Giants for a while.
That was Rusty. Rusty, I thought, had that.
Let me look that up. Most hit by pitch in baseball history.
And Jerry Goff is catcher for the Expos.
Gladiator. Hey, there you go. Gladiator.
And then, hey, Rick, Mr. Ed hitting off Sandy Koufax now. The best was Herman Munster when he tried to try out with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Yeah, he lost all the balls, though. Boom! Who is this guy? Sign him now!
Oh, wow. Yeah. Listen to this list. I never heard of this guy. Huey Jennings.
Jennings. I know who he is. Hold on. Played for Baltimore back in the 1890s, man.
Hit by you know all those guys, Eric.
He played with John McGraw.
That's right. He would be on your all-time team. Hit
John
by
McGraw.
huge innings.
Huey Jennings.
287 times. In fact, here, I'll just pull up the list.
Well, that's before my time. So
could you imagine getting hit?
He leads,
I mean, some of these guys got more hits than guys on the Giants have career hits. I mean, like hits. Okay. Can you see the list? Okay, there's the list. I knew Ron Hunt was on there. 243.
Wow, Greg Biggio. I did not expect it.
Yeah. Tommy Tucker. Sounds like
one Giant makes that. One Giant does make it, huh?
Ron Hunt made it. Oh, Chase Utley.
Chase Utley. He got hit. Anthony Rizzo. Yeah, he's still one.
Oh, he's always get. You see how he turns into pitches constantly.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Jason Andres Galarraga. Derek Jeter's on there. Wow.
Those are some rare names for me going back. You start pulling out the 1800s.
I wonder if there's any guys like Chris Bryant's been hit 103 times.
There you go. Wee Willie.
Barry Bonds, 106.
Wee Willie.
Freddie Freeman climbing up. Freddie Freeman, he'll be up.
George Burns, the actor. Andre Dalton. Got a lot of expos on there.
I'm getting it. Oh, there we go. The fee on Prime for hey, thank you.
There you go. Way to go, senior.
I will watch it and give a report. I will.
It's on KQED probably every month. Just look on KQED. They always have, Ken Burns. In fact, I think
I got Apollo. It gives everything, right?
There you go. Speaking of which, Dan, are you going to pay for that again? Because I'll have to send you some money.
I think so. I guess so. Does yours freeze a lot?
All the time.
Oh my gosh. I was watching Bryce Eldridge today. And
you know what you got to do? You got to back out of it. You got to come back in. Yeah. You got
to, sometimes you can hit the back button and you can move out.
Yes.
But other times you can't. You got to just shut it down, re-enter. It's like walking out of the stadium and then going back to the ticket box, get your tickets, and then walking through the turnstiles, starting all over again. It pisses me off.
I know.
And I didn't get to see Eldridge strike out today. So
that's something that, hey, before we leave, guys, because I know we're coming up, but Eldridge hit that bomb, and I don't think he's even made contact.
Let's talk about that. He hasn't even played. And you know what? How about this? Has he even played at first base? He's only been DH.
No.
See,
there's another name that's in there.
Guys, there's something going on with first base and Bryce Eldridge.
I think he gets sent down this week, maybe as early as tomorrow.
Yeah.
There's no reason for him to be shuffling. What they're probably doing with him is just letting him hang around big league camp, get a feel for it, get a chance to meet some, see what the big leaguers do, hang around guys like Chapman and veterans, and then I think he's going to go down tomorrow or this week because he's got to get his regular work.
He has to.
I don't know. I mean, they can go work with him over at Papago. I mean, JT Snow can take a 5-minute drive from Scottsdale Stadium and go to Papago, and you can.
Well, JT Snow's already back in the Bay Area, supposedly.
Oh, is he already back?
So here's the thing, because it was weird, and again, this is just me spouting off here. But before he went to Scottsdale to work with Eldridge, he was hyping him up on Twitter. I saw there was always tweets. Oh, can't wait, gonna work with Eldridge. Then while he was there, you heard nothing. Then he left, and you heard nothing.
Have you seen any highlights of anybody working with him at first base? You don't see it backfield, nothing.
Don't hear much talk about him in general when I hear.
Well, here's the thing: is if he is not the guy to be at first base, then they better find a position for him immediately. Don't do what they did with Luciano, please.
Left field or right field, he's got a cannon. If he can throw the ball, upper 90s of the fastball. I mean, look, Aaron Judge played center field, 6'7".
Yeah, correct.
Eldridge can move. I'd stick him in right field, man. I'd stick him in right field and see what happens. But
he's a unique player, though.
Yeah,
he's unique players. Before, I got to go soon because I'm going to be on the radio in a few minutes, and I'm going to be on until noon tomorrow. I got a long 12-hour shift.
Ooh, a 12-hour shift. How do you,
The morning,
you stay awake for the
show
whole
host
time?
is called in, and he can't make it. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I finish on the oldies station, then I got to go work on the classic rock station from 6 to or 7. I get an hour off, 6 to 7. Brush my teeth and gargle and be back in the studio. But before we go, one of the things that Eric and I do on the show once in a while, I've got, not to toot my own horn, but I've got one of the largest sports memorabilia collections. I've got cards going back to the 1860s. I got all kinds of stuff.
Upper Deck, nice.
The Upper Deck handouts. Those are numbered on the back, I believe, in gold. Is yours numbered? I've got a numbered one.
Unless the tape's covering the number.
But once in a while, we break out things I've added to my collection. And I added something unique this week.
There.
There it is. Oh, silver. Sorry.
It's gold.
It was on a gold bar. There you go. It's on a gold circle. The seal of approval.
Nice.
31,600.
I added something to my collection this week that is, and they've been producing baseball cards since the 1860s. And I came across a card. I only paid $6 for it, but I had to have it because it is the only time in the history of sports memorabilia, cards, collectibles. Have you guys ever heard of Herbie Washington?
Yeah.
Haven't heard of him.
Oakland A's?
Oakland A. And Herb Washington holds the distinction.
The guy that ran around the bases, he was a terrible base runner.
Well, no, he wasn't.
Well, he was fast, but he cut across the diamond one time, though.
He has a bunch of cards. He is the only player in the history of baseball cards. When Topps issued his card, look what his position is.
Pinch runner. Wow.
Pinch runner?
The only player in the history of baseball cards. What position does he play?
Pinch
runner.
I've never seen that.
Well, he's the only one, and you can't have that one because that one's not mine. So, yeah, I picked up a Herbie Washington because I had to. We got guys in our chat now who are starting to go out. They'll come into our chat. They send us emails and photos. They're all into the buying up the rookies of Eldridge and Wizenhunt. We got a few in there.
Roop. Encarnacion.
Was it? Yeah, I think it was Adi the other night showing us the autographed Encarnacions.
That was Dilly.
You know what he was originally? He wasn't the original pinch runner. He was the designated runner.
Designated
That's what he
runner.
was. He was a designated runner. They pinch hit or pinch ran him all the time, late in the game, 9th inning. And but one time he did a blunder, and he was running on the pitch, and the ball was hit to the outfield, and he rounded second base, and instead of going back and tagging, he just cut right across the diamond on a diagonal to right to first base.
Lazy?
Whoops.
Oh, God.
He didn't know the rules. He wasn't a real baseball player. He was just a designated runner, seriously.
Hey, you go out there and run.
Hey, Dan, you've got a lot of hats, and I see you got that handout. That was actually a good one at the Giants game. You got the World Series banner, came in a little baggie. I've got a couple of those.
Yeah.
Dan, what's your favorite? Have you got anything in your, like, we'll call your collectible, your collection? What is the one thing that you wouldn't part with? What do you have that you like?
As far as Giants stuff?
Yeah, I'm curious.
Probably this yearbook right here. This 62 World Series. If I could find it. I got a 62 World Series yearbook.
That's right. I remember you talking about that. You showed it on the show a couple of times.
Yeah.
Well, he's the one that's got the baseball signed.
Sorry, I had to go little Wilmer Flores.
This is it right here.
That's so cool.
Nice.
62 World Series. I mean, you open it up.
Why did it have them in Yankees colors?
This was at Yankee Stadium. This one. So
gotcha.
But there's Willie.
There's Willie.
Look at a young Willie, man. Look at that. Say hey, kid.
You got anything there, Lou? There's Lou, not a collector.
I think for baseball, yeah. I mean, growing up, remember Raisin Bran? Oh, they had the special baseball cards that when you would move them, they would. I don't know if
Oh, yeah,
like Sportflix or holographic.
Yeah, holographic. Yeah,
holographic. I have more. I mean, because of my work, I'm sort of spoiled. But I have a ball that was actually signed to my dad, but it still says to Lou. Thanks for being the #1 fan, Pete Rose, and now that he's passed away.
Wow.
I got a bunch of stuff signed by Joe. When I was married, my ex-wife worked for an investment company called KKR, and we did. I'll be real quick on the story. They basically sponsored at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco. They have upstairs with the glass elevator called the Oz at one time. But we were there, and it was Joe Montana's sort of retirement party after he graduated from Kansas City. So we knew he was going to be there. And I was a big Joe fan, even though we had Steve DeBerg, following Notre Dame, being a kid growing up. So I was stacked. I had footballs, baseballs, helmets. I had the works. And there was Joe, and he was sort of by himself. So I went up to him, and nobody was talking to him because they were sort of intimidated. And so I took my wife's hand. We went up to him, and I said, "Hey, Joe, I'm a big fan. Do you still stay in contact with the great Ken McAfee, which was his tight end at Notre Dame?" Sort of threw him out. He goes, "Oh, my God, I was just with Ken the other day, all this stuff." I go, "Hey, great." I go, "Thank you for really bringing the Niners back. I'm a season ticket holder. Do you mind signing some stuff?" He goes, "No problem." So he signed all our stuff.
Wow.
He signed a football, a helmet, a pennant, the works. And then we turned around, and the line was literally like 50 deep. And Joe says, "Hey, at least this guy had balls to ask for an autograph. Everybody, I'm signing one thing, and that's it." And everyone got pissed off, but he appreciated it. And I've run into him a few times, and I always tell him that story, and I think he BS's like, "Oh, yeah, I remember you." But, it was sort of big for me, and that's when I learned, when you see these sports stars, you got to do something different. You just can't do the same thing. Like when I saw Joe Pesci, it was like, shit, I think 99% of the people talk to him about, Goodfellas or Casino. And he owns a horse that was named Pesci that really is big in the breeding program. So I just went up completely and said, "Hey, how's your horse racing breeding program?" And he went, "What?" I go, "Yeah, Pesci, I go, I was there when Pesci broke its mane by 8 at Gulfstream." And he went, "What?" And it literally wasn't the same bullshit. And he goes, "Oh, man, awesome." And it was so funny because I saw him, we were at a restaurant, and the guy walked in with 2 Starbucks, and he asked for 3 shots of Everclear. And that's his drink. He would have like a latte and put Everclear, 180 proof in it. And that was his drink. And, he couldn't have been nicer,
Yeah, but some of these guys, get
it's all time
hounded. You got to have it in. I told Eric the story. I met the manager of the Colorado Rockies just 2 seasons ago. I was in the 415 club. There was only about 8 people around, and he wouldn't talk to anybody. So standoffish. So I yelled out, and I wanted to get my ball signed by him.
What?
So I yelled out.
We're talking about the former pitcher, right?
You wanted what? You wanted what? What'd you want signed by?
What did you want? What did you have signed? I caught that.
Yeah, so I had a ball, and I wanted Bud Black to sign it.
I heard you. I want to have my ball signed.
No, not both of them, just one. So then, so I said that Bud Black he was just as cold as could be. So I yell out, I go, "Hey, Bud, when you were with Kansas City, was Buck Martinez or John Wathen your catcher in your rookie year?" And he stops, and same thing, Luke, stops, because I've kind of caught his attention. He goes,
"Yeah.
How old are you?"
Yeah.
I said, "Why?" He goes, "How do you know John Wathen?" I said, "Oh, big fan of John Wathen when I was a kid. I had his autograph and blah, blah. Could I get your autograph?" "Yeah, sure." He wouldn't sign for anybody else. And in fact, he gave me an extra. He threw me another ball, and he signed that too. So I got 2 balls. Actually, I got cool. 2 balls signed by him. There you go.
You got both signed. There we go.
All and as far as my collectibles, I could be on here for a month of Sundays.
Hopefully it was in a Sharpie.
No, you don't get a ball signed in Sharpie.
I know. No, I'm talking. No, forget it.
Leave it alone. So Eric has already seen my favorite collectible is I've got an 8. There you go.
You use blue ballpoint.
Yeah.
Blue, because it doesn't fade.
Preferably a Bic, a standard Bic pen.
Bic, that's what I use. Bic pen. Yes.
So I've got an 1865 card in my collection, near mint condition, beautiful condition. You've seen it, Eric. Stonewall Jackson, 1865 cigarette card, beauty. And my other favorite things in my collection.
General? Stonewall Jackson. Whoa.
They made to kind of promote their
Yeah,
guy.
I got a beautiful card.
And
And then I was lucky enough, I got my favorite ball player of all time. I've got the jersey he wore in his first season. He wore number 40, and the jersey he wore in his second year, both road jerseys, game worn. And I wouldn't part with them for the world. His name was Mike Schooler. He was a pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. And then the thing as a Giant fan, I paid $5,000 and it had, because you got to know a jeweler. And even they won't do it. It's hard to get them done because Jostens owns it. But I had my World Series ring commissioned. My name on it. So I got a World Series.
Is that a replica or?
Yeah,
a replica?
a little over $5,000.
Interesting.
And they made it for me. It was done in about
That's pretty cool.
4 days. So
I wanted
really
to
happy.
give a shout out to our Sacramento Kings fans. I see that we've got Senior in there and Kitchen Handy talking some Kings. So I pulled this up for you today. Found it on Twitter. Here you go, Sacramento Kings fans.
30 on the losing team than the winning team. You're the scouting report. Thank you. I hate when people make that narrative of where you're a top scoring guy because you're on a losing team. That actually makes that way harder. You're the only guy teams are focused on a nightly basis, and you still go out there and average 30.
Listen
That's
to
harder
Nick
to do
Young.
than a guy that has a Steph Curry. And that's not even a common thing. We see guys average 30 on losing teams all the time. That's not a common thing because it's hard to do.
No, it ain't.
When
got a scouting report. Y'all ain't got a scouting report. Who gonna scout the losing team?
All right, so let me ask you a question. All right, so when y'all would play me in Sacramento, who was the scouting report?
Nobody. They just knew we was gonna go out there and whoop y'all ass.
First of all, you probably weren't even paying attention to film.
Who was? I don't even think he had shoot around when we played sack. It felt like sack in town. Okay.
Okay. Who we got? Who we got? He gonna do his thing.
I like it. Hey, Sacramento's coming to town. It's practice. It's practice, man. It's practice.
There you go, you Sac King fans. Hey,
man.
I know you got 12-hour duty.
Yeah, I got to run. Got to
Take
go.
any requests?
In the oldies.
How about 3 requests? My Sherry or more.
Oh, you want some Stevie today, eh?
There we go, Stevie. All
He's
right.
got the records out, Eric. This spells trouble.
Here we go.
Who'll stop the
Credence. I knew the label.
You show him you knew the label.
I knew the label.
Let's see if you know this label. Wait, I got to cover the name.
Oh, that's usually a Canadian label. You know who records on that label? Gordon Lightfoot.
Oh, yeah, I love Gordon Lightfoot.
He records on that label. What song's that one? Lay it on
Gordon,
us.
this isn't Gordon, but hey, I love Gordon Lightfoot, especially Arizona. Carefree Highway. Look away on me. Carefree Highway, man. That's right down the road from me.
I like the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one, too.
Haunted.
Yeah. That's a true story, isn't it? Based on that ship. Yeah. The Edmund. All right, here we go. I've been searching for a heart.
Neil, from just down the street here in Winnipeg. It's Neil.
Article.
That's why I knew it was a Canadian label.
I want to hear it. Article, one of my favorite all-time songs. Article.
It's good.
I'm starting my show tonight with. I'm starting my show in the overnights with.
Good call. The baby's back on my feet again. Thanks.
I'm starting the show tonight with Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. Remember those guys?
I thought you were going to say Tommy James.
Now, Tommy Boyce and Bobby Hart. My first song tonight. It's called "I Wonder What She's Doing Tonight."
Oh, you knew Senior was going to come back with some shade. You just knew it. You knew it.
Oh, yes, I wonder what she's doing tonight.
Around last year into their season. Well, I think it's turnabout this year. And we ended yours the year before that. So.
Dan, you always throw the songs at me, and I'm not going to get into any depth. Like 30 seconds here. Here's some of the music I'm playing on my show today.
All right.
I'm playing pop. I always play them. I love Bob Kuban and the In-Men, the Cheater. I'm playing Boz Scaggs' Lido Shuffle.
Ooh, Lido Shuffle. Lido.
I'm playing Del Shannon Runaway in hour number 2.
Lido.
I'm playing Edison Lighthouse. Love grows where rosemary goes. ELO rock and roll is king. I'm playing some Elvis on the show. Marie's the name of his latest flame. I got Blues Image coming up for 1970. Ride, Captain, ride.
Ride upon your mystery ship. Yes.
Look at
You
you guys.
know who sang that? You know who the lead singer of that was? Denny Carell. You remember Denny Carell?
I got the Vogues coming up. Remember the Vogues? I got a double play of the Vogues coming up on the show.
Right.
I've got a ballad called Turn Around, Look at Me, and 5 O'Clock World. Remember that one?
Yeah.
It's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. I'm playing, let's see, Ricky Nelson double shot. Got the Monkeys. Oh, I'm looking forward to play. I got Left Bank coming up on the show today. Occasionally I'll play one that I go, oh, I got to play because I like it. I'm playing Left Bank. Remember them? The Left Bank.
Yes. How about a little Otis Redding?
Just walk away, Renee. Sitting on the dock of the bay.
Wasted.
That song hit number one on your chart.
Classic rock. I thought you were playing.
Yeah,
classic
there you go.
rock.
Yeah.
I start playing classic rock at 7 in the morning. That's when I start playing Heart and Zeppelin, Creedence,
Of course.
Foo Fighters, some modern rock too.
I saw a guy in a concert do it. He was having some fun with Otis Redding. He says, "How would you like to be Otis Redding?" He writes a song and he says, and he's just wasting time, and he's kind of doing all these antics. It was hilarious.
He died a week before that song came out.
Yeah, he was the first. He was the first artist, and that's going way back. I mean, it wasn't like a big list ahead of him, but he's the first artist to write a number one single, have it hit the charts, and it went number one posthumously. He'd already died.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't realize that.
Great thing, Glenn, and I'll let you go. See a great movie. Did you ever see the movie of Alan Freed called American Hot Wax?
Of course. Yeah.
That's all you need. That's one of the best films that nobody talks about. And I think Dan, one of your favorite, Ann Fresher or whatever, and Jay Leno starring. Jay Leno, yeah, that's right, of the Tonight Show. It was his first film he ever did. First time he was ever in a movie or TV. The great Jay Leno, greatest car collector of our generation.
I got to watch some Gene Hackman after the show tonight. Watch that movie where he's in it with Will Smith. You know, and they slip the video game in the pocket. You can watch that. You're incredibly dumb.
What did they say was the what caused the? Was it carbon monoxide?
Still haven't found out yet.
Nothing.
Very strange.
Oh, you're talking about Hackman, Gene Hackman?
Yeah.
I don't know what. What scene you're joking?
Liked him a lot.
Out for the year, back anatomy.
No, but he might not play tomorrow. They said.
Really?
Gene Hackman?
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler.
Oh.
Back problems.
Yeah, I don't think
they don't need him.
Jimmy Butler. That's not WNBA. What are we talking about here?
Hey, real quick, guys.
NBA with only like 40% of their viewing audience. What's going on with them? Nobody watching NBA this year. Lou, what's going on?
Real quick.
Nobody watches NBA or WNBA.
Marty was talking about this. Eric Miller. He's got numbness in his fingers. Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything?
No.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And they gave away Rodgers.
We have 0 lefties. We have not one lefty on our roster.
Yeah, they gave away Rodgers.
Buster,
that'll work.
Trust.
That'll work.
To save $6 million.
Good job.
To save $6 million bucks.
You know, when I start hearing numbness in the fingers, you remember Tristan Beck had the same thing, numbness in his fingers. He had to have a freaking major procedure done in his whole season.
That's right. That's right.
So I haven't heard anything else I haven't seen anything on Twitter, nothing.
Yeah, numbness in your
they're keeping it on the down low. Eric, doesn't really matter because we open up Eric, we open up at Cincinnati. You obviously don't need pitching with the ball flying out there. And then we go to the Houston, where the ball doesn't fly out there. And then we come home. Seattle's got probably the best pitching staff in the American League. So don't worry about it. You know, we don't need a lefty against power hitters like that. You know, Buster, I don't trust. Thanks.
Oh, I hear the news. So I got to go, guys. So see you next Sunday night. We'll do it all. We're going to be 1 week closer to the start of the year. Can't wait.
Yep.
Sounds good, Glenn.
Yep.
All right.
See ya.
Peace out.
All right.
Look at that hand of Lou's waving. It is moving. and it's numb. His fingers are numb. Lou, you got neuropathy too?
No, but in the great Seinfeld of all time, George was a hand model, and he replaced the greatest hand model of all time because he wasn't the master of his domain. It became like a claw. So I'm a little bit worried about Eric Miller.
I gotta go watch.
Now Eric Miller. The thing about Eric Miller is now we don't have somebody that's going to actually open up the games. In case
an opener. Yeah.
That's the one thing you got to blame who's in charge, and that's Buster and our GM. It's a joke. I mean, right now we have big problems. So
yeah,
what are you going to
do? And again, I never understood. If they were getting rid of Taylor Rogers to free up some money to get somebody else, okay, that makes sense. But that didn't happen, and it's just that makes.
I bet you they do make a trade. They've got to get a left hand. You can't go a whole season without a left hander. What are you gonna Joey Lucchese? What are some of these other guys that were? I mean, there's a reason.
As Buster said, I really believe in the youth. Buster, get your head out of your ass and stop lying and doing the Farhan and telling fans what we think we want here, because we're not that dumb. We don't have a lefty on the roster right now, you moron. And Anthony, it's Boskag's, B-O, yeah. Boskag's kid did go to SI, but he only went 2 years. Didn't go all 4 years. But yeah, Boz was huge. Owned the Blue Light, and he also owned he's still alive, but Boskag's owned the Blue Light on Union Street, and then he owned 2 nightclubs. Great American Music Hall.
Will Smith's available. There we go. Let's go get Will Smith again. Will Smith.
Here, you know why? Let's get Will Smith, because he's got a house only 100 miles away, and we can get him cheap. Stop being cheap. Stop getting these losers crumbs that live in the Bay Area. Who cares?
You know what? I know a lefty. I know a lefty in the Bay Area who wants some playing time. How about Trace Jackson Davis? He hasn't played for the Warriors in like 8 or 9 games. Maybe the Giants could use him.
Yeah, I mean, he's been riding the pine. Bloodsport, great film. John Claude first.
So good.
Great film.
So good, Robbie. Yeah, it's Robbie DeVille. He's just throwing out names just in case.
No worries. Yeah, we're all throwing out names. Yeah. Look,
all good, dude.
How about Gary Lavelle? Bring him back.
Is he still alive? From 1976? Who, by the way, Don Sutton got the MVP of the All-Star game. Gary Lavelle pitched 3 innings, faced 9 batters. Didn't get anything.
Gary Lavelle. Oh, wow. Did he die in 8? Well, no, wait. Hold on. Gary Lavelle is, let's see. He's 76 years old. He's still living. Yeah, he turns born in 49. He's 76. Yeah. All right.
Al Holland, that was a good lefty, good Giant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was good. Yeah. Yep, Lavelle is still going. That's good. Yeah. I'm trying to remember who my favorite players in the 70s for the Giants was Jack Clark and
the Ripper,
John Montefiusco.
John Montefiusco.
Those are my 2 guys.
Yeah, mine would have been later 70s and 80s. Would have been Darrell Evans,
number 43. Darrell Evans,
played
third
first
baseman.
and third, and his wife actually sat in our row every game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Darrell Evans. This is when you got to remember the Giants at the Candlestick. The visiting team sat on the third base side, so we've always been on the third base side.
I was a big fan of the whole Giants outfield. Terry Whitfield, Larry Herndon, Jack Clark,
Hackman.
Well, he was a little later. He was more in the later 80s. But Evans was 41. That's right, Mark. I said 43, 41. I'm trying to think of anybody else. I liked Ed Halicki. I listened to Ed Halicki. Lon Simmons announced a no-hitter. He threw in I think it was a doubleheader that day, and I think it was the first game of the doubleheader.
First game against the Braves.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. To hear a no hitter.
6'9", or was he 6'9" or was he 6'11"? He was big. He at one time was the largest.
He was
player.
6'6". He was 6'7". I think he was 6'7".
6'7". Okay.
Let's see if Ed is still going.
We
haven't heard much from Ed Halicki. He is 74.5. Yep, he'll be 75 on October 4th. He is 6'7". Ed Halicki. Yep, I remember that no-hitter well. His best year, Ed Halicki, he went 16-12 in 1977. 16-12. Remember, these guys used to always get a decision, it seemed like, right? I mean,
yeah, right.
Nowadays, nobody gets decisions. It's like,
30 games, man. That was kind of the norm, right?
Yeah. I mean, some of these guys win Cy Youngs and they don't even win 10. Who was the guy that won a Cy Young as a starter recently? Was it DeGrom? Didn't he only win like 10 games that year? Jacob DeGrom?
I think 11, but his ERA was like 2.04 or something.
Yeah. Speaking of DeGrom, he's expected to have a big bounce back year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Speaking of that, well, what's up is I know you guys have your own and you only get important people, but I keep hearing the chat or guys write me. Is there anything going on with fantasy out here? What's going on? I'll talk. I don't know if you know, but the season starts in 2 weeks from tomorrow.
The draft's March 14th.
That's for ours. Yeah.
Yeah, their draft's March 14th. We haven't got our league put together yet. I got to get guys if they want to join NorCal Sports Network. The league, it's a higher entry fee though. So
right, that's gonna be pretty.
Yeah. 200 chips. 200. But the prize is worth it. I
was gonna say, you win, boy. Woo.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to be a commissioner of that league.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, thank you, man.
I think that was so bad last year when we'd start it and then Dan would get trades and then they were being reported. Then the chat would get upset because he was talking about fantasy. And I thought it was a real problem, but it was the guy in the fantasy complaining to Dan that he wouldn't accept the trade. Why you guys are trying to do the show? Like, what the hell's going on here?
Dude, it was so much fun. Oh my God. It got a little bit weird, but we would go for 4 hours, and the last hour was just this.
Yeah, I know. Fantasy baseball.
Just looking at our phones. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious.
Well, yeah, and if we know about any good sports movies that are coming up, we'll make sure we bring it on the hot corner. If we recommend something, hey guys, just so you know, I highly recommend it.
Has there been a good sports
movie? I didn't bail, Cliff. You weren't even there.
What was your question?
What's the last good sports movie for recent? 42 is probably the most recent, right? And that was like what?
Yeah. That gets better and better every time I watch it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, that actor's no longer with us, but he's.
I know, what a shame. He was.
Yeah,
I know.
Well, he died young, but that was how it was back then. It's like I just today I watched a movie. They talked about how it wasn't Best Picture is still beyond belief, but a great movie called Hidden Figures. I don't know if you've heard of that, Eric. It's about 3 African American women that actually worked in NASA before the first person went into space.
Gotcha.
And Costner's in it, and he's sort of their boss. And the girl who's sort of the mathematician, before they had IBM computers, they used people.
Right. Everything was slide rule, man.
Yeah. So she would always be gone when he looked for her. And he goes, "What the hell's wrong? Where are you? I put my trust in you." It's because she had to go a quarter mile to use a colored bathroom. And he got pissed. Like, what is this shit? And if we
which movie are you talking about? I was looking at
Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures.
Wow, I'm gonna have to check that one out.
Great.
Is that the one about the? Is that the one about the military or the?
No, NASA.
Women?
When we put the
NASA, is that the NASA one?
Yeah, amazing film.
Is that the one where there's three black women?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was a great movie.
Great film.
Yeah, they had to walk, and then he changed at the end. He changed the restroom, the sign. He
tore it down. Yeah. No, if blood's all the same color and we piss the same color, we can use the same bathrooms.
Wow, look
Right.
at that.
Encarnacion
Yeah, I'm
was
looking
good.
at in 2016. I never knew about this.
Yeah, that was a
Great
really good
film.
movie. I saw
and then
that.
I'll
I saw
recommend
that
one
in
other one,
theaters.
Eric.
Okay.
Green Book. Great
What is
film.
that?
Probably the best film I've seen in 10 years. Based on a true story of a guy who was a bouncer at Copacabana in New York. And he basically is a driver for an African-American man. And he's a piano player. He's got his trio, and he will only perform in places where other African Americans won't perform. And this guy, is an average white guy, eat fried chicken and everything. And, and the Green Book, what it was is how we have AAA. You had a Green Book would tell you where colored people could stay, and then the end would tell you where white people would stay. And this guy wouldn't let it. Just an amazing, Virgo. In fact, Virgo got Best Actor for that role.
No kidding.
Yeah, but a great film. It opens up your eyes. You guys, you don't realize how lucky we have it here. I still see it when I go to Augusta, where they're still behind the times. But,
right.
It's one of those things, and again,
California has been one of the places where you didn't get a whole lot of that. I know what you're talking about.
No. And, you being in the service, there's some great films where, hey, when we're in the service and we're going to war, it doesn't matter. Nobody looks at you because you're white, black, or something. We're all on the same team. And I think a lot of times people forget that.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to talk about that, I'm sure you've seen the movie Glory, right? Based on the 54th Mass. Great movie.
Well, I thought you were going to say Glory Days.
No, Glory was fantastic.
That was Glory. The movie I was thinking of too was about University of Texas El Paso had the first all African American basketball team. Great film.
Oh yeah,
and he went up to Kentucky because Kentucky had never lost. They sort of dominated, and it's because he goes, "Hey, these guys are better athletes. I'm going to get the best," and it was. The coach.
Did they win the NCAA or did they lose in the championship?
No, they won, but they thought it was rigged.
Oh.
Because back then, Kentucky was so big in basketball. This was before where UCLA would dominate. Kentucky won everything. It was just one of those things. So.
Yep, Adolph Ruff.
Yep.
Adolph Ruff.
That's it. Just a few. So maybe every Thursday night, if you guys see a film during the week, you guys want to recommend it,
there you go.
The hot corner of the chat, and we'll make sure everyone sees it. Or if there's something new out, that you recommend.
I tell you what, what movie I saw just recently? Really good movie, The Conclave. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. Especially where right now he's not doing too well.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So we may actually have one of those here in the near future. It's a shame.
Yeah, and remember the Titans was on everyone's list tonight. Araku, in case you didn't see, we did top 10 lists. Remember the Titans. That was based on another true story.
Yeah.
Another. Yeah. Yep. There was one that it wasn't a top 10 movie, but it was a decent movie. It was, but the one the true story based on the De La Salle football team.
Oh, that was a documentary, right?
Yeah. That was an actual movie.
Actual movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
What was the
name? They lost the streak.
The game stands tall.
The game stands tall. Or game stands tall.
Yeah. When we did the horse racing show, and we had my brother and Terry. Terry was in that movie. He was the defensive coordinator for De La Salle. So he obviously didn't play himself, but they showed him, I think, at the end when they showed the real Coach Lattiser and but yeah, Terry was on that. He was the defensive coordinator for all those teams. That was
nobody brought Rudy up in the honorable mention.
I almost did. I almost brought
There's
Rudy
just
up.
so many films. It's tough.
Yeah, he was. I when I looked up my list and I was looking.
It's hard.
Rudy with. Yeah. Oh wow. Let's get out of here, Aaron. We're only 3 hours away from the best 70s classic. Oh man. I got a long drive tomorrow. I got to drive 4 hours tomorrow.
Drive 4 hours. Where are you driving to?
Well, 2 hours. I got to drive towards the Arizona border, just before Quartzsite. It's about an hour and 45-minute drive. Then I got to turn around and come back. So,
are you going to the great town of Blythe?
No, I'm not going that far. Not going quite to Blythe.
Not going to the great Blythe.
Jeez.
Right
Larry came through Blythe yesterday. And
there's only one gas station for 175 miles. Make sure you get it.
And then he came, and then as he was coming through
it's right up there
the
with
Tonopah area, there was a 13-car pileup. Six fatalities. Pretty sad. But he got stuck in there. Not both lanes of the freeway were closed for like 6-7 hours. Can you imagine getting stuck in that and you can't go anywhere?
I remember, driving back from the U of A, and there was no satellite radio back then. You couldn't get a radio thing. It was horrible. That's why whenever I do those drives, I always have a little secret attack in the back seat. Little booze, snacks. You never know. Never know. Hey, Dan, one thing too is I know we're about to leave, and I don't know if Eric uses them too, but just make sure, guys.
Well, what happened there? We buffered?
Yeah, that was weird. You were stuck there. You were stuck.
Oh,
yeah.
The tournaments are starting next week. So remember, better, guys. Better.
Yes,
better.
BETR, guys.
And then March Madness starts the 17th, 2 weeks away on the Wednesday. So tournament starts, and then March Madness officially is on that Thursday, the 19th, 20th.
Hey, look, better right there.
Yep.
See it?
There it is.
Go ahead. Download the app. It's the official daily fantasy sponsor of NorCal Sports Network. Make sure you download that, put in the promo code NCSN, get a deposit match of up to $250 plus a free pick. March Madness, Lou's going to have a blast with it. So am I. I'm going to take some of Lou's picks because he's been watching college basketball all year. I tend to come in March, so I don't know who's good.
First 2 days of March Madness are the best. The dogs are barking. Take the points. Take the dogs.
UConn. How's UConn doing this year? Are they going to three-peat, or are they out of the top 25?
Nah. They're going to be like a 9th seed. It's tough because they lost a lot of their starters. It's sort of amazing this year. They had a thing where the coaches pick, the top 10, and now the top 10, 6 aren't even in the top 20 anymore. Some of them might not even make the tournament. It's that bad. There's a lot of teams. Like last night, I made a big bet just because USF Dons, like idiots, hosted Gonzaga instead of playing at the Hilltop. And they're home, they play at Chase. And I don't know if you guys know, but USF hasn't beaten Gonzaga in 31 straight games. They haven't beaten them. So the spread was, I think was 8 or something, and it was never close. Because, there's just such a different level.
We need to bring back James Hardy, Bill Cartwright, and Winford Boynes.
Quentin Daly.
I remember that team. I was in high school. They were the number 1 team in the nation, and my buddy.
Do you remember who they lost to?
UNLV.
No,
they're running Rebs
regular season. Do you know who they lost to at Oakland? Back at Joyce Athletic Convocation Center.
Who was it? Notre Dame? I don't remember.
They lost to Notre Dame, and then the following year, Notre Dame was number 1. They played them at Oakland Arena, and USF beat them. So both teams were number 1. Went on the road, and they got beat. That was
Quentin Daly. He was good. Quentin Daly, man.
Yep.
USF, man. They were.
USF was good. I was at that game. Good. I was actually at the game against Georgia when I think USF was 5 and Georgia was 2. They had a guy named Dominique Wilkins. I don't know if you ever heard of him. I used
to love USF Dons basketball. That was my team.
Small, intimate. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my team, man. Because my buddy, one of my best friends, was from Elk Grove, and he moved down to Concord from Elk Grove. And Bill Cartwright was from Elk Grove. And
Bill's at every USF game. Every game. And he's so nice. He'll come up, say hello, take photos with you. I take photos with him all the time.
Really? Really?
Yep.
That is so cool because Bill was He was like the #1 recruit in the nation.
Yeah.
And then they got James Hardy and Winford Boynes to come, and they had the one white dude that was the guard, Rob. Was it Williams or something like that? Or trying to remember.
I just remember John Hegwood that threw the. He was a lefty and he threw the ball so high up in the air. But
yeah,
that was
I have to look up that USF. What year was
and
that?
Alex,
#1 was
that's not,
77,
that's the ACC women's bracket, Alex. Okay, that's all we'll talk about with women's basketball until the tournament starts. That's all I want to talk about. We don't need to talk about ACC women's brackets. Unless you went to Cal and you want to support Cal, that's fine. But, Glenn talking about the WNBA. Yeah, they have 19,000, but the team's not going to be good this year. They're going to be down. They don't have much talent. And when that team's 0-6, all these idiot Warrior fans that think they're going to be the same, place will be empty. So I'm not really worried. By the way, everybody in the chat again, Eric's birthday is ending tonight. He's one of these guys that celebrates it for 3 days. So if you guys didn't know, Eric turned 39 on his birthday on Friday. So everybody, if you didn't know, wish Eric a birthday because it ends tonight once this show ends.
Oh, man, that's great. Thanks, Luke. I appreciate that, man. Oh, geez.
Oh, here's that team. They were 29-2 in 1976-77. Bill Cartwright, Winford Boynes, Marlon Redmond, James Hardy, Chubby Cox, Rod Williams. That was his name, Rod Williams. But if you look at the previous or the seasons after that, they were 23-6. They were first in the WAC. Winford Boynes, Chubby, Doug Jamison. Remember Doug Jamison? He was a good ball player. Yeah. But, this is a long time ago. Gosh, I was in high school back then. Long time ago. That's when they played 4 years. They used to play 4 years.
The Chubby Cox. That's right. We get it.
That's not what you said, was it? No, is that what you said?
Chubby Cox. That's his name. What a name, huh? How would you like to have that one?
All right, well, let's leave it under 2 hours, guys.
All right, let's keep it under. We're almost there. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. You guys are on. You guys live tomorrow night? Giant Sports Talk live?
Yeah, we should be.
Okay. We're not sure what we're doing. We may be
got a
live
Warrior game, so just a pregame.
Yeah.
Warrior.
I'm not sure if we're doing Giants or Warriors. I know Larry's down in town and he wanted to do a little team up. So we'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if it works out.
Perfect.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll be back next Sunday.
Everybody have a good week. Good week ahead.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
hey, let's hype up the flavor of the week, right? Let's do it, right? We'll get out of here, guys. We'll see you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow night, Giant Sports Talk Live, and Dan, you'll have your stuff. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Woo!
Encarnacion, 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 Encarnacion.